Maxava Autonomics is a self-healing functionality that's built in and around the Maxava replication software. Once replication is set up and running, the implementer will look at setting up the autonomics components for your environment. The first component is that in the backup configuration library, which is the configuration name prefix with MAX, we will create a sync data queue DDM. This will point to the PatrolMax data queue on the source system. What happens is that if a replication error happens on the DR target system, it looks for this DDM data queue name, and then it will go and write that entry to the production system processing queue. So the PatrolMax command queue is where the error will be stored on the source system. The PatrolMax job will then read this entry and then process it into level 1, level 2 or level 3 to capture and correct the problem. These properties are controlled from the property file. So the level 1, level 2 and level 3 data queues are controlled for what size they'll be and when they'll be processed. The autonomics rule will determine for data and objects that errors will go to level 1 in this example, which means they'll be fixed immediately. You can have an autonomics queue for IFS and an autonomics queue for QDLS. So again, autonomics for IFS is also processing level 1, and the auto queue for QDLS is also. The MQ does not have an autonomics component because it does not have a replication error processing, because the MQ does not produce errors on the target system. It's only data object, IFS and QDLS that requires or uses this autonomic process. As part of the autonomics, the errors will be generated. The information is stored on the data queues on the production system, and then the autonomics job will read that information, and then any error processing that needs to be captured is passed to the AutoSync1 job, which then collects that information, repackages it as journal data. That is passed into the local journal on the source system. That will then be passed to the remote journal on the target system, and then the replication jobs will process that event to correct the error that originally caused the problem. So autonomics is an external component from replication. Replication will trigger the error. The sync data queue will then capture and send the information to the source system. Via the property details, PatrolMax will then process information and run the autonomics functionality.